Hello students, my name is Uttam Khoth from SITCUE Yadrao. Today we are going to deal with the new topic, that is instrumental methods of chemical analysis. In this topic we are going to see three instrumental methods which are widely used for chemical analysis, but before that we have to see advantages and disadvantages of these two methods, nothing but the instrumental methods and non-instrumental methods. Actually, in the case of 11th science and 12th science, you are familiar with non-instrumental methods, nothing but the volumetric analysis, determination of normality, determination of molarity you have done in the 12th science with the help of glasswares. Okay, but in this case we have to just distinguish between instrumental methods and non-instrumental methods by taking the help of their advantages and disadvantages. So what are the advantages of instrumental methods and what are the disadvantages of non-instrumental methods? On the basis of that we have to see the comparison here. On the case of handling, result and time period required for analysis. So here it is the comparison between instrumental methods and non-instrumental methods. For handling purpose, the instrumental methods are very easy for handle, but in contrast non-instrumental methods are difficult to handle. In case of result, the results which we are getting from instrumental methods are more accurate and the results are more reliable, but in case of non-instrumental methods results are less accurate, we can say not reliable. The time period required for analysis is very less for instrumental methods, but for non-instrumental methods comparatively more time is required for analysis. Okay, so in case of the handling, results and time period, these are the we can say comparison points. Next one, about samples, means that how much sample is required for analysis in both the methods, what type of samples we can use for the analysis for both the methods. On the basis of these points we have to compare the two methods. Here it is, amount of sample required for analysis in both the methods. In instrumental methods, small quantities of sample can be analyzed by this method, means that at the level of macro scale we can take the sample of chemicals, we can analyze with the help of instrumental methods, but for non-instrumental methods large quantities of sample are required for analysis. Number 5, wastage of sample. Mostly sample cannot be wasted and sometimes it can be recovered, means in the instrumental methods very less sample is required and there is no wastage of sample. In sometimes we can recover the sample, we can use the same sample for further process, but in case of non-instrumental methods generally sample can be wasted and it is difficult to recover. We can't recover the sample which is get used in the non-instrumental methods. Number 6, complex samples. Generally complex samples can be analyzed by using this method, but in case of non-instrumental methods samples cannot be analyzed by using this method. Poisonous or carcinogenic samples can be get analyzed by using only by instrumental methods, not by non-instrumental methods. And colored samples, turbid samples, colloidal type of samples only we can analyze with the help of instrumental methods, not with the help of the non-instrumental methods. These are the points under comparison. Okay. Again, we have to see the comparison on the basis of these next 4 points, 3 points actually. Advanced facilities means that in the case of the both the methods, is there any advanced facilities we can use? Is that method is used for both the analysis, means the quantitative and qualitative analysis, and is that method is used for to monitor the reactions. Okay. Number 9, advanced facilities. Most of the instruments are new now compatible with the printers and computers. So data can be stored, printed, and we can store the data easily. Example, that is GCMS, gas chromatography and mass spectroscopy. But such a type of facility is not there in the non-instrumental methods. These instrumental methods used for quantitative measurements, non-instrumental methods generally used for qualitative purposes, which are less accurate. And instrument methods can be get used for to monitor the reactions. Example, there is a one instrument that is called as a pH meter. pH meter instrument can be get used to monitor the rate of corrosion by measuring the pH of the medium in which metal is present. Okay, we can measure the pH of any kind of sample with the help of pH meter. Likewise, we can measure the pH of that medium in which metal is present. From that basis, we can monitor the rate of corrosion of the metal in the liquid. But this type of we can say process is not in the case of non-instrumental methods. After that, we have to see advantages of non-instrumental methods and disadvantages of instrumental methods. Means that the non-instrumental methods are having some advantages over the instrumental methods. We can see that with the help of here comparison. Point number 1, cost. These instrumental methods are very expensive because cost of the instruments are very high. Okay, but in case of the non-instrumental methods, it is not expensive because cost of glasswares used for the chemical analysis is very low. Point number 2, special training is required to operate the instrument, but special training is not required for the use of glasswares for chemical analysis. Calibration and standardization, or we can say actually calibration or standardization of the instrument is required before analyze the sample. Every instrument requires the calibration. After the calibration, we can go for the analysis in case of instrumental methods, but calibration or standardization is not required for we can say non-instrumental methods. Sensitivity and accuracy. Sensitivity and accuracy depends upon the instrument used. Okay, sensitivity and accuracy depends on expert person. Okay, as per the expert person, we can get the results. Okay, another question is arises here, space for instrument. Actually, there is no problem because every instrument which is get used for analysis of chemical analysis is portable. Because of that, we can put that, we can keep the instruments on table, we can go for the analysis. Next one, here we have to see actually first technique, first method, that is pH meter, or we can say pH metry. Here on slides you can see here the images of the pH meter, portable pH meter. Okay, here is the pH meter with the help of there is one glass electrode and one meter is there. Okay, on display of that pH meter we can get the value of pH of sample. Here another portable pH meter with another type. We are having here two electrodes. Here it is only one electrode. Okay, and these two are pocket pH meter. We can carry that type of pH meter in the pocket. After dipping this kind of pH meter in the sample, we can get the value of pH of the samples anywhere. Okay, but for pH meter, one electrode is required, must required to determine the pH of any sample, that is glass electrode. Glass electrode is very important to get the pH value of any sample. Okay, because actually for pH meter is the instrument which is get used widely in various industries like sugar industry, like paper industry, like textile industry, like drug industry, pharmaceutical industry. Okay, everywhere there is use of pH meter for determination of pH of sample. Okay, for it requires the glass electrode. Here the glass electrode is look like this. Okay, we can have the image like this. Here it is a glass electrode. Okay, but the glass electrode construction is like this. Here the glass electrode is having small bulb which is very sensitive, having two layers, inner layer and outer layer, and that bulb 0.1 molar HCl solution is get filled. Okay, and this glass, very sensitive glass bulb which is get prepared from special kind of glass, actually prepared by some kinds of oxides, is get sealed to the hard glass tube. This is a hard glass tube actually. This is hard glass tube, and this glass bulb is get sealed here, and that glass bulb is get filled with the 0.1 molar HCl solution. Okay, and for electrical contact, one PT wire, platinum wire, is get inserted in the 0.1 molar HCl solution, that is get connected to pH meter instrument. But one more question is get arises here: how to measure the potential of any kind of cell? Actually, it requires two electrodes. If you want to determine the EMF, if you want to know the pH, if you want to know the potential of the we can say electrode, okay, it requires actually two electrodes. By means of only one electrode we can't determine the potential, because that this electrode is having arrangement here. Actually, inside of that one more electrode is there, that is SC is there, saturated calomel electrode is get inside of the newly formed glass electrode here. Okay, but construction we can show like this. This is the glass electrode, this is the saturated calomel electrode, it is a reference electrode, and this is the indicator electrode. Okay, indicator electrode and reference electrode is get dipped into the sample. Okay, and that two electrodes are get connected to instrument pH meter. Okay, why it is called reference? Because the potential of this electrode is known to us, the potential developed across the glass electrode is unknown to us. Because of that we can call it is the indicator electrode, this is the reference electrode. But by dipping two electrodes we can form one, we can get one cell like this, we can get the cell like this. Okay, means that like this actually. PT, platinum wire is get dipped into 0.1 molar or normal HCl solution, which is get covered by glass. Glass is very sensitive, okay, glass membrane, and that glass electrode is get dipped into unknown solution, okay, separated by, we can see here, salt bridge, and then one more electrode, that is Hc, saturated calcium electrode, is get dipped into that solution. Here it is negative electrode and here is the positive electrode, okay, formation of one cell here. How to determine the potential of this total cell, and that can be get determined by means of this equation. E cell is equal to E right minus E left. The EMF of right hand side electrode minus EMF of left hand side electrode, okay. In case of this, we can get the equation like this: E cell, the electrode potential of total cell is equal to ESC minus this equation. This obtained from Nernst equation actually, means that the overall potential of glass electrode is given by Nernst equation here, okay. So here we can put E naught G minus 2.303 RT upon NF log of H plus, okay. But as we know, this we can say potential can be determined at 25 degrees Celsius, okay. The value of this 2.303 RT upon NF is equal to 0.0591. N is the number of electrons involved here, that is 1 actually. Because of that, we can put, as you know, that pH is equal to minus log of H plus ion concentration, okay. Because of that, we can get equation like this here. We can put this value, we can get the pH value like this from the equation. Means that the pH of this total cell is given by this formula, where pH is equal to unknown solution, pH of unknown solution to be determined. ESC means potential of reference electrode, that is SC electrode, that is known to us 0.2422 volt. E cell potential of overall cell, that we have to determine. E naught G is the standard potential of glass electrode, that is constant for given glass electrode, okay. We are having some advantages of glass electrode here. The glass electrode is very simple to operate, but it is very fragile actually. It can be used in portable and therefore extensively used in the chemical, industrial, agricultural, biological laboratories. By means of glass electrode, accurate results are obtained between pH range 1 to 10. But if there is use of special kind of electrodes, glass electrodes, we can get the value of pH up to 14, okay. By using this pH glass electrode, is also called as the pH electrode, we can determine pH of poisonous sample, okay, which is not get affected by oxidation reduction potentials, okay. The glass electrode can be used to measure the pH in the presence of strong oxidizing and reducing solutions. We can determine the solution of pH of colored, turbid, colloidal samples, poisonous and carcinogenic samples. But this glass electrode is having some drawbacks, having some limitations. By means of the glass electrode, we are using the we can say pH meter requires calibration every time when it is to be used. Because of that is one of the drawback for the use of glass electrode, or we can say use of the pH meter. The glass bulb, as I said, is very fragile, is very sensitive, hence great care is required for its use. It does not function properly in some organic solvents like alcohol, acetic acid gelatin. It cannot be used with ordinary potentiometer, but it can be used with the electronic potentiometer. The glass electrode has high electrical resistance. Overall, there are some applications of pH metry technique by means of glass electrode. The pH of number of test or sample solutions can be measured accurately and in quick time, in less time. pH of colored solutions, colloidal solutions, viscous protein, complex and poisonous solutions can be determined. The equivalence point of acid-base titration in non-aqueous medium can also be determined. The pH meters are widely used to monitor the pH of water in domestic water supply. This is the most important use. Okay, pH meter are widely used to determine the pH of water in domestic supply. The pH meter also used in the almost all industries to measure the pH, as I said, in every industries, including pharmaceutical, drug industry, textile industry, we can say paper industries. pH meter also used to monitor the rate of corrosion by measuring the pH of medium in which metal is present, as I said in the. Okay, next point we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.